And beginning our news tonight, President Mahama says investment made in infrastructure are there for all to see.
The president noted Ghanaians would be the best judges of his stewardship in the area of infrastructure and job creation.
One of the ways of stimulating growth in the economy is public works. And so in building those hospitals, in building the schools, in building the roads, Ghanaians are being employed. Ghanaian companies are the ones building the schools. All the schools are being built by Ghanaian companies. The roads are being built by Ghanaian companies. So it's stimulating employment. It is recirculating that money within the economy. So even the process of putting in the social and economic infrastructure is stimulating growth in the economy.
On employment, he said his government has initiated several job creation models, equipping many youth with employable skills.
The 4 schools that I commissioned, the community day schools, in the period of construction of those schools, they employed 600 artisans for the 4 schools. There were masons, foremen, electricians, plumbers, I mean, just name it, laborers, crane operators, and everything. And so even in the process of building the schools, we're creating employment for Ghanaians. And we're building 123 of them. So 600 times of 4 by 123, you can just imagine how many people are gaining employment. And then add the hospitals, add the water systems, add the roads and everything. You must put in place the social and economic infrastructure. And then based on that, you can build economic prosperity.
According to President Mahama, the volatility in commodity prices on the world market have affected the fortunes of many companies. He stated one of such companies requested VRA to write off 50% of its indebtedness to the power company.
Look, they'll pay half of the money and VRA should write off the rest. And VRA said no. If you have half of the money, yes, you pay it. And then the rest will agree with you, a schedule for repaying. And so VRA hasn't forgiven anybody debt.
The president indicated VRA and power utility companies have accumulated debt over the years.
And that's why we introduced the energy levy, to help them pay off those legacy debts, clean their balance sheets, so that they are better able to sustain the power that they are generating. The good news is that we can put in more generation. The fear was that if you put in too much generation and you had excess generation above demand, then you're going to be paying capacity charges, especially now that we have IPPs producing the power. You're going to pay capacity charges for power that you are not utilizing.
He insisted the energy mix of the country as it stands requires that Ghanaians pay a little more. President Mahama explained the cheaper hydropower generation has reduced and the more expensive thermal generation will depend on crude and gas.
And that is why there has had to be an increase in tariffs if we are to sustain the generation. And I think that Ghanaians prefer a system where they have access to the power, you understand, and pay a little more than not have the power at all. I think that that's a decision we made long ago.